Hi everyone, this is Mr Neel Raithatha, also known as the Wax Whisperer. Thank you for joining me in my latest video. This is of a patient who had a couple of failed attempts of having their earwax removed elsewhere. They are actually from down south in Cornwall and were due to visit some family up north, and they coincided their trip with an appointment to see myself to see if I could remove the wax from the left ear. This is the patient's right ear, so you can see that's pretty clear. There's a bit of wax, dead skin around the edge, nothing to be concerned about. We leave that. The eardrum's intact, it's healthy in appearance. And the patient has been using loads of drops. They saw another specialist, and it wasn't possible to remove the wax on the first occasion. They were advised to use some more drops, and they reattended a week later, and similarly they managed to, it would appear to me, they removed the outer bit of the wax, but this more medial wax that's impacted, they weren't able to remove it. And the patient is a YouTube fan, so got permission to upload this video, so thank you. And you can see it's really impacted this wax. It's right up against the medial part of the ear, up against the eardrum. And what I'm attempting to do at the moment is just use the suction probe just to go around the circumference, around the periphery of this impaction, just trying to elevate the wax, detach it from the canal wall. There's quite a few skin adhesions there. You can see the skin just there where I am now. It's just enveloped around the wax and skin plug. So guys, you may have been watching my videos for the last couple of days and the new wax scope that I've developed. Now, I have actually got another YouTube channel. That's my other company, Clearwax, Earwax Removal Specialist. It's not one that I've really used. But what I've decided to do is upload the wax scope procedures onto there, because I enjoy obviously using the device, and given that I'm going to be training people on it, it's advisable that I do use it, of course. But I felt it's just good to separate these videos from the wax scope. If there's any really interesting ones that I did with the wax scope, which there was actually today, but I've just uploaded it onto the Clearwax channel, because it's going to take a lot of uploading otherwise, uploading on both channels, so I have to be selective. So feel free to check out the other channel. So if you just search Clearwax, Earwax Removal Specialist, and using the wax scope, I removed some silicone swim putty. So when people go swimming, there's some silicone do-it-yourself kind of putty where you can mould it to the shape of your ear and put it in. And the patient actually uses it. Hopefully their wife's not watching, but he did tell me that he actually wears it because his wife snores and it really disturbs him at night, and unfortunately it got large, so we managed to remove it. So feel free to watch that. So you can see here we're making good progress now. Just at the roof of the ear canal, I've just dislodged that the top part of the wax where it was lodged, and we're slowly but surely just bringing this out. Now the patient being down south in Cornwall on the coast, they advise that they do swim a lot in the sea, so the cold water. And I was half expecting surfer's ear. Surfer's ear is very prone with patients who are exposed to cold winds or air or water. And it's when you get bony spurs developing very deep in the ear. Now, potentially the start of one on the anterior canal wall. You can see the eardrum's slightly inflamed and bruised, and that's because this impaction is right up against the eardrum. And it's been there for several weeks now. So that will all settle down. The patient has been using loads of drops. You can see the ear's quite damp and wet. So we're just going to mop up around the edge here. I'm just using a fine end suction probe. Just trying to get as much out as we can as safely as possible. So we're going to be really gentle there. We don't want to poke and prod against the bony part of the ear canal, the inner 2/3, especially so, because that would be very uncomfortable. The patient can instantly hear better. They were slightly worried. Obviously they have been watching my YouTube videos. They are a subscriber. But because they had a couple of other failed attempts, they were just slightly concerned that they would travel to the clinic. Although they were planning a journey up north anyway, so they did coincide it. Because it's not en route, but the journey that the patient used was modified, so they can factor in the journey to the clinic. My clinic's in Leicester, so it's in the Midlands. They live on the south coast, Cornwall, a beautiful part of the UK, and they're going up north, so I think northwest actually, up towards Liverpool area. So just mopping up. Okay, just one final view. You can see the ear canal very immediately. It's quite bruised. And just mopping up some dry skin as well. There we are. Just because again, sometimes if you use a lot of drops, so sodium bicarbonate drops, which is what I think they were using, you can get a bit of reaction. But everything's fine there. It will settle down now. That's the wax. You can see it's quite hard and solid, and it's been there for a while. It's oxidized. Well, thank you guys. I hope you enjoyed that. Take care.